Well, good afternoon, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. Here we are marching into 2021, and so far it's been pretty good. The weather here in Texas is pretty. We've had some cool nights and pleasant days and sunshine, almost springish, but January and February and the 1st of March is our winter, so we'll get some more cool spells. Today I'm going to make a recipe that I don't have a recipe card for, so y'all are going to have to just follow along. But we're going to have a creamed spinach casserole. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a casserole making what I have on hand, but it's going to be delicious. So get your pencil and paper so you can write down as we go what we're doing and how we're doing it. And I'm sure you're going to want to make it for your family. If you love creamed spinach, you're going to love this. So let's get over here and see what's going on, and we'll get it all put together, and I'll take y'all through each little step that I'm doing, and we'll get it in the June oven, and then I'll plate some up. Okay, I've got my scan pan, and I've drizzled some olive oil in it, and I'm going to put my potatoes in and brown them off a little bit, and then we'll saute our onion and brown the hamburger meat and get the rest of the ingredients ready. Okay, into my olive oil, I'm going to add... This is a big bag. This is 26 ounces. I don't think I need all of it. So I'm just going to put, that's probably about 3 cups of hash browns. And I'm just going to cook them in here and keep stirring them till they kind of brown. And then I'm going to spray my 9x13 pan and put these on the bottom. But while they're browning and they've got oil, I'm going to season them a little bit with onion and garlic powder and a little salt and pepper. So, you know, you want to layer your flavors. You don't want to have bland potatoes on the bottom and try to depend on what's on top of them for all of the flavor. So I'm going to add me some flavoring to this. I'm going to have to go out there in my stash and get me some more garlic powder because this one is just about empty. And I need some to go in my meat as well. Onion, granulated garlic and granulated onion. And I'm also going to add just a little bit of salt. Well, and then I will season my meat as well, and everything will have some seasoning in it. Now I don't have an exact recipe for this, so y'all gonna have to watch what I'm doing. That was probably a half a teaspoon of garlic and maybe a tablespoon of onion powder and just a little bit of salt and pepper. My ratio generally is 3 to 1 on my garlic and onion powder. I use 1 garlic to 3 onion powders for seasoning. I think I'm going to put just a little bit more oil in there because I want them to brown real good. I think that'll be yummy. Okay, I'm just going to let them, the bottom of them brown, and then we'll turn them and get all of them as kind of crispy as I can. And then I'll get the rest of it going and ready to layer it into the casserole. It's going to have some cheddar cheese. I mean, what is a casserole if it don't have cheese in it? So we're going to have our potatoes, and then the beef mixture will have some vegetables in it, as besides the onion. And the cream of mushroom soup, and then we'll add some cheese and have us a wonderful meal here. Okay, I put my onions in with a little bit of olive oil and let them just sweat down till they've started to be translucent. And then I've added my ground beef, and I'm just chopping to get it in little bitty pieces until it kind of browns. And then I'm going to add the other stuff to it, so y'all have to just keep watching because I'm not going to put a card because I'm just making this it's kind of like casseroles that I make sometimes, but I'm just making it up as I go along according to what I've got on hand. So stay tuned and we'll finish this casserole and it's going to be delicious. I'm hungry. I took my hash browns and I just put them in the bottom of this 9x13, and they don't completely fill it, but that's okay. There'll be enough potato there for a good flavor, and the meat and stuff will be on top of it. Okay, I'm gonna stir some baby spinach. I bought the organic, triple washed, ready to use, and you know how it cooks way down. So I'm gonna put spinach in quite a bit and let it cook down, and then I'm gonna add some cheeses and some cream of mushroom soup to it. So let me let that cook down some. Sometimes when I make a casserole and I use noodles with it, which I have a video of that one, I put whole kernel corn and sweet peas or English peas, whatever you want to call them, in there. But I'm wanting some greens, so I thought, well, why don't I just wilt some spinach down, season it kind of like creamed spinach, and put it on the top, and top it with some cheddar cheese. That'll be pretty good. I make a casserole that's turnip greens and grits. That's very good, so why wouldn't spinach and hash browns be good together with some ground beef in there? I think it's going to be yummy. I'm just going to let all of that wilt, and I may even add a little bit more. Actually bought this to make a salad New Year's, and we had so much stuff that I didn't need to make a salad. Okay, we're going to have to see if my hands are strong enough. Some days I can do this and some days I can't, so let's see. Well, I did it today. That's good. I'm going to put another one. Sometimes it does a bunch up on the sides here, and I like to be sure I get all of it out. That's good stuff. Okay, I think 2 will probably be enough. If not, I'll leave it real handy over there so I can do another one or 2. That smells yummy, folks. Very good. We need smell-o-vision. Garlic just makes stuff smell good, and I think onions cooking down smells good too. Alright, I'm going to put the rest of that spinach in there, because there's no use in putting a handful back out there in the ice box and it just ruining. I might as well use it. So we'll let this wilt, and then I'll be back in a little bit and show you something else. Okay, my spinach is wilted pretty good, and I'm adding in an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. I'm going to let that melt and stir in real good. Then I'm going to add some cream of mushroom soup. And I want a little bit of Swiss cheese in it, but I'm also going to use some cheddar. I like that tanginess of the Swiss in something like this. And I happen to have some. Because you know how I like my Reuben sandwiches? Well, I picked me up 4 slices of corned beef at the deli the other day, and well, maybe more. I think it was 1/4 of a pound of the corned beef slice and 4 slices of Swiss cheese. And I had bought some Swiss that was individually wrapped slices, so I'm going to unwrap some of them and use them. Ooh, don't that already just look good because it's so creamy? Oh my goodness. That garlic in it smells yummy. Need some cream and mushroom soup in it. When you're going to do something like that and stir it in, if you'll smear it around, it just seems to me like it's easier to get it all incorporated than trying to stir one big old hunk into everything. I'm going to let this heat through really good, and then I'm going to taste of it, see what I think it needs. Then I'm going to layer it up and get it in the June oven so that the cheeses will melt and be all bubbly, and we'll have food ready when Troy gets back home. Okay, I've got my Swiss cheese layered on here, and I'm going to get my cheddar and just sprinkle it a little bit, and then I'm going to layer my spinach on. And I'll put my spinach in. You just want to try to smear it around in there and get it all over the top of everything. Then if you have extra, you can stack it up if you want to. I love these stand pans because you can use your metal utensils and it does not hurt them. That's one of their advertising points. Alright, let's top it with a little bit of cheese so it can melt and brown down a little bit. I could have used mozzarella or the Italian blend cheese, but I had a big old bag of cheddar, so I thought that's what I would use. Okay, that's less cheese than I usually use, but I think that's plenty. Show y'all what I do. This ain't rocket science either, but I'll take masking tape and roll my bags down and then tape it across. I used way too many zip bags, so this is a little bit better than using so many zip bags. I'm going to turn the oven. I forgot to preheat it, so I'm going to turn it on 350 to preheat, and when it gets preheated, I'll put my casserole in, and I'll bring y'all back when it's done and show you what it looks like, and then I'll plate some of it out. I got the casserole out of the oven, and you can see the meat and the spinach and all through the cheese. I'm going to let it cool a little bit before I dish some out, but I'll show y'all in just a minute what it looks like. You see how when you let it cool, it holds its shape, and you can just get you a square of it out? I like it when it does that. It's not cold, but it's cooled enough that it's not runny. The cheese has kind of set a little bit. Okay, here's one helping of it plated up. I'm just going to give this to Troy to eat. Troy liked the casserole. He ate everything that was on his plate, and I like it. Of course, I love creamed spinach. There's I think it's really a catfish place at where my son lives at Sherman or Denison 1. They're so close together I never know where what is. But anyhow, they have a creamed spinach, and he took us to eat up there, and for his side he got creamed spinach plus an extra side of creamed spinach. So I got creamed spinach. If it was that good, I wanted some. I never had any. Oh my goodness, I fell in love with it. And I've been loving it ever since. So the potatoes on the bottom of this give it just a little like a pie crust, but it's not hard because I cooked them, till they got brown. Then you got all that goodness on top of it. Plus you have some beef in there for some protein besides the protein in the cheeses. So this is let's say this is a healthy dish. It's a healthy dish of vitamins and good stuff, but I don't know how healthy it is calorie-wise. Anyhow, y'all need to try it. I'm telling you a fact, folks. Every casserole I make is good. So if you want to serve something good to your family, just go back through my videos and try the casseroles, because we love casseroles. I guess, you know, you got people that's a canning queen and a baking queen. I guess I'm a casserole queen because I make lots of casseroles and we enjoy them. I think the thing I like about them the most is they're generally good warmed up. The leftovers are good. Now, I have found that on a lot of stuff, I'd rather put it in a pie pan or an oven-proof pan of some kind and cover it with foil and heat it at 350 in the oven instead of the microwave. Because to me, the microwave makes stuff taste kind of off sometimes. But you heat it however you want to, because you're going to have some leftovers if you don't have a bunch of little pigs at the trough eating when you set it out. The good Lord bless y'all. Keep your hearts prayerful for our country. We still don't know what direction anything's going, and we need the Lord to just intervene, and whatever His will is, to let there be peace and contentment and no chaos. So that's not a hard prayer to pray. Lord, just let things be according to your will and let everything be calm and peaceful. I want my grandkids to live in a peaceful world like I grew up in and like they've had so far in their life. I don't want their whole world to change. And I'm kind of concerned about it. I know God's in control, and I know He sets kings up and takes them down, and He rules. His will is accomplished. I do believe that man can block His will sometimes, so I don't know what to expect. What I'm saying is, let's just pray. And besides all of that, let's just get up every morning, put our feet on the floor, thank the good Lord for another day, and get all the fun and joy out of this day that you can, because we never know what tomorrow holds. We're not promised tomorrow. So let's just kind of make our New Year's resolution here on Apron Strings to be prayerful, but to get all the sweetness and joy out of each day that we can, and that'll make good memories to look back on. The Lord bless y'all. Come back in a day or two and we'll have something else good. And coming up pretty soon, I've got some new apron fabrics I'm going to show y'all. I'm just about ready to get back in there and start sewing again. So I'll be showing y'all some new fabrics in case some of you decided to wait till after first of the year to order. I'm about ready to sew. I'll see y'all Thursday at least, and maybe before.